A moment, ma'am. Weapons? Contraband?
No thanks. Maybe some coffee with a glass? Oh, you are a strapping one, aren't you? Here's my room number. Handsome. I'm staying at the Bellagio. Oh, hoof cups? Kinky. Oh, wait, you're arresting me. Oh, this might have been a mistake.
Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to The Brony Show, episode 543. The show that prefers its coffee with a vanilla bean ice cream gelato. I am your host here to bring you the Brony community for this week. I, of course, am Circuit Main. And we are joined by a wonderful group of panelists as we get ready to explore the Brony content of this week. We have DM21. And his background. Yes, we said your name and we heard your background.
Okay, hello everyone. I hope you're having a good day.
Deathlight Productions.
Yo. Still alive.
Toakoi.
I'm rearranging my desk because I lost a piece of something and I'm looking for it.
Textalion.
It's 2 o'clock.
And I just realized that we have a very interesting naming convention here, but before I jump into that for a half second, we have Suki of the Otaku Ascended.
You're an interesting name, and fuck it, whatever.
How's Destiny treating you, Suki, aside from being BS?
What?
What?
I thought you said earlier that Destiny was kind of being BS on something.
Don't think I actually mentioned anything about test.
Mm.
Oh, right. It was, right. The whole thing. Oh, that's how many rounds you had to do a Crucible. That's not really it being BS. That's just general Destiny player gripe.
Yeah, fair.
Yep. In this case, I just realized that for some weird reason, this show we have 1 C, 2 Ds, and 3 Ts. And I don't know why. That's just amusing to me.
Quick! He's only see here!
Don't pay attention to the stallion behind the curtain.
Hey, back off. I got 2 other C's waiting in the wings. Okay, that's enough. It's just really weird. It's just really weird. I just find it really weird all of a sudden. Anyway, we're here to bring you the Brony community for this week, which decidedly it's kind of a quiet week, actually. I'm going to guess that...
Just saying this at the top, you got 24 hours left to add apps to Ponies Online. Have fun.
Wow. A segue nobody needed to know just yet, but fair enough. As for the quietness of the week outside of that, my best assumption is that I believe that people are gearing up and getting ready to go to Everfree. Which, in fact, we did get word that Coldust is, during the pre-show, he actually is getting ready to pack up and start his train trip. Which, of course, means that we will have to have a substitute pre-show for 2 of the 3 weeks, because the week of Everfree, there will all be indisposed. So I do not know if there will be any stream at all, at least none from the normal takers. Anyway, so luckily for us, the news is a little bit light, which is good because we do have the Crypt of the Necro Pony that we want to jump into and show off the new updates that have come out recently that we mentioned last week, and we also have the story.
Yeah, the thing I made for the anniversary prompt.
Yes, the story that spent 2 weeks waiting in the wings, itching, begging, pleading for us to read it, and time was just never on our side because it never is.
We are a bunch of windbags.
Well, yeah, but some of us more than others. Speaking of windbagging. Of course, let's go ahead, warm up our vocal cords, and give ourselves a chance at a soapboxing for a little bit before we get into the news and the product du jour. What? But I don't know either. I don't know. Sometimes I swear if I let myself go on a stream of consciousness, I just start coming up with random words. I probably sound like an AI that just started to grab things out of the dictionary. Maybe I have been an AI all along. The show has been brought to you by Circuit AI.
Boy, you must be a very advanced AI considering how long you've been going.
And if anything, that's the only...
anyone actually started doing this shit.
Considering how long I've been going, I'm
probably the one pulling the strings.
It's probably the only reason that I could keep going this long. It's because I'm an AI. Any reasonable person would have quit long ago.
You do not know me. Oh wait, I'm the robot.
It's why Toa admires you so much, because you're artificial intelligence that's way beyond his comprehension.
I am not calling him senpai. I will only call Suki-sama.
I'm just gonna go ahead and let everybody have the soapbox moment before I say something I know I will regret. Let's
very wise choice.
Yes, let's go ahead and give everybody some time with some wub, and of course we do that with a little bit of What's Up, Brony. So, I ask all of you once again, as we do every week, what's up, bronies?
Well, I might be coming under the weather because I've been sleeping a lot more these past couple of days. So
Oof.
I hope I'm not. I hope it's past today after taking more sleep than I usually do. But I usually do sometimes. But I'm feeling better right now, so that must mean I'm getting better, or I'm just better at the moment.
Could also be heat. I know that's usually a big...
Well, I've had a pretty good breezy day today, so it can't be the heat.
Well, he did say he also felt better today, too, and he had a breezy day.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. It's a theory. A show theory. Okay, sorry. Great. I got... You know what? I'm going to give Matt Pat credit. Now, every time anybody says that, they're going to immediately say that. He has tagline theory in a way that we are never going to be able to get rid of. That is...
He's been saying that stupid thing for over a decade.
Yeah, it's long-term marketing genius, and I hate him for it because it actually is quite brilliant.
You're just mad you didn't
it's
think
just a theory, a brony theory.
Well,
not trademarked.
Well, my craziness is I'm still working on the cosplay. It's Daniel Fortescue for anyone asking. I have to do the shoes, I have to do the codpiece area, and I have to print off the head, which I just now got able to work because goddamn, I'm trying to cut that model was a bitch.
Alright, so anybody who had Toa talking about his codpiece for this year's bingo, mark it. And those of you who did, why? Sorry.
Excuse me for trying to do armor.
No, I get it. It's an important piece of armor, just not one. Just is one of those things you'd never expect to actually hear mentioned. Anyway, well, I might as well give a little bit of what's up, Brony, going on with me, as well as kind of a little bit of a okay. So here's what's going on with the show kind of news situation. So, after the show last week, of course, I haven't had a chance to fully cement my work hours, or so I was thinking, until Orders on High basically said, okay, you got to cement your work hours, while our manager was on vacation. Yeah!
Complicated.
Yeah, that got super complicated. Luckily, everybody is actually a pretty independent, free thinker group, which is actually wonderful in a way. So we basically all just got together, got things hammered and figured out. And yeah, so currently my new working hours are an hour earlier than they were previously. So that leaves me to waking up a little bit earlier, but that leaves me to going home earlier to make sure I have more than enough time to make sure I am ready for the show in case of traffic issues. The only real sitch in all of this is, unfortunately, with the coffee house after party will still happen. However, I am definitely not, if we run out of videos before 11, I'm not going to exactly push it to go past 11. I'll probably just call it off.
That is fair.
But yeah, everything will still kind of remain status quo for the time being, which is, good and happy for everybody, because I'm sure people were worried that we were going to have issues with the show, and nope. Show will still continue on as planned for now. Still. Anyway, other than that, really not much else going on with me in regards to what's up. Just getting through the days. I'm still working on some hopeful projects, but I don't have anything really big to announce or anything that I've been able to work on, because every time I think I have free time, somebody says, no, you don't.
By the way, how's your mead?
No, I don't. Well, it's still mead. I can't argue that. In fact, that's literally kind of what I hope for. I hope it stays mead. I'm probably going to be bottling it next week, at least a day or two before the Everfree, just to make sure that it's stable before I pack it up and take it with me to Everfree. Anyway, I don't really have much else. So the rest I have is mostly show news related stuff, so we'll save that. Anybody else have any other wub that time that they want to give out there? All right, I guess that means.
I
Sorry.
realized I was muted. Damn, I'm an idiot.
All right, go right ahead then, Deathlight, please.
I wasn't doing too much with my back hurting and all. Not a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I
So
know you did that bumper.
So I grabbed the cheapest fender that we had, and I repaired it and sprayed it with color. And what really sucked is by the time I got the primer down, my back was killing me and my legs were shaking.
Oof.
Yeah, having a spinal injury sucks.
Been there, done that.
But when you're painting, when you start, you can't stop because of just how the process is. So that was not fun, and yeah. Anyways, I've been putting a truck back together for my old landscaping boss, and I had to source a lot of parts for it. Yeah, that's pretty much how it looks right now. Still got to get still to replace the bed with a flat bed, and that also means removing the rear bumper. So yeah.
Well, little bits at a time, but definitely is looking really amazing so far.
Yeah, we're about about $600 in just in parts, and about $200 just in work hours. So, yeah.
And remember, this is what it looked like before he got the bumper on.
Yeah, it just looks like it's missing a giant chunk, but you're missing the picture before I started fixing it.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, there we go.
That thing was mangled.
Yeah, if you need any more proof how hard he's been working on this thing, there it is.
Yeah, I spent a whole 5 hours on this.
Absolutely
That's
fair.
impressive.
Yeah, that is absolutely impressive. I mean, my hat's off to you. I don't think I could do that at all.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway,
I
yeah.
would have probably got it done a little bit quicker, but I've been having to go slow.
No, I know your back pains. I absolutely get that.
Yeah, what really sucks is when I'm walking and I just happen to twist a little bit wrong. It can pinch one of the nerves in my legs and I just topple over. And that happened a few times last week, carrying tools and whatnot. So.
All right. Well, I'll thank you for the heads up on the truck there. Does anybody else have any other What's Up Brony going on? I'd say that.
I don't. This was said during Coldstream, but I had some company over earlier. They were talking with my family, and they brought over a barbecue.
You gotta love it when somebody is nice enough to donate a barbecue.
Well, they were just going to donate to someone else or put it on Marketplace, so why not?
Yeah. Sweet. Oh yeah, is it coal or propane?
Propane.
Oh, propane. A clean burning fuel, so you taste the meat and not the heat.
Yeah.
Okay, let's. Okay, sorry. We all know that joke. It had to come.
Do you know what's really funny?
Hmm?
Somebody called this truck old.
How old is it?
It's only 12 years old. It's basically brand new.
I can see why some people would call it old, but that means nothing.
That
That's
means
not.
nothing in good, well-maintained vehicles.
Eh.
Of course, my personal truck's almost 20 now, but
That one's old. That one's old. Hmm.
no, but it looks great still.
Oh no, it doesn't mean it doesn't look
Especially
great. Old can still look great.
Especially with it having over 300,000 miles, and I'm very proud of it.
Oh, you
12
should be.
years
That
old.
is awesome. That's
12
awesome.
years old. You don't look a day over 6.
All right.
Well, I see a lot of old cars at work because Friday apparently the coffee club decides to bring out the old jalopies and they all look beautiful.
No, fair enough. All right then. Anybody else have any other What's Up Brony to go on before we go on to the show news? All right. Show news then. Let's start off with a few quick updates. We did receive, as a reminder, we did receive word that Coldust is going to be traveling here soon. So, pre-show next week will be basically be filled by us, me mostly, but by us here at the main show. The next week after that, though, I do not know if there will be any stream at all. If there is, keep an eye on the Discord. However, for the moment, everybody that would have any kind of ability to stream is indisposed for one reason or another that normally would stream on Mondays. So if there's anybody else that is able to do so and willing, we haven't heard from them yet. But yeah, Cold Dust is going to be traveling. I'm going to be recovering, but probably still somewhat traveling. Toa doesn't stream here to begin with, but he's still traveling as well. CMC actually has something separate going on at the same time, but will be indisposed. Oh, Commander, something. Oh, hey, you could do something for pre-show. Cool, let us know, Commander. I'm all ears and hats, and I think I have some hair strands in there too. Anyway, that's silliness aside. I feel like I'm forgetting something.
Winchester Wednesdays is also dependent that week.
Oh, wait, what?
Because I don't know when CMC comes back.
Right. Yeah. Winchester Wednesdays might also be on the Everfree week or the before after
The week after, because if CMC's still gone, and by Tuesday he might not be up to stream.
We'll leave that for next week's episode, but to make that official announcement. But either case, keep an eye on the Discord. That's pretty much the best bet on if we have any streams going on or not. If you don't have a link to the Discord, let us know. We can get you a link in there, and you can join in and say happy hi to us and start posting ponies. You know what? I keep feeling like I'm forgetting something, but I guess in this case, we're just going to go ahead and move forward. And let's go.
We haven't gotten to the news segment yet.
Well, I mean, we're going to go moving forward to the news. So, let's go ahead and start off with talking about the news. Which,
Okay.
yes.
What about the con schedules?
Well, that is the first part of the news, in fact.
That's the only thing I'm thinking that we might be forgetting.
I don't know either. It feels like I'm forgetting something, and I don't know why.
It's funny. You're actually on top of it. I was about to go like, wow, it would be amazing if I could see it.
Yeah, I know. I'm so on top of things. I think I'm actually scaring myself right now. Is it really nothing? Am I not forgetting something for once? All right, let's go ahead. We do got conventions coming up. Of course, the one thing that isn't here and is actually later this week, so we are going to make a mention of it one more time because technically it's at the end of this week. We, of course, are talking about Pandemonium, Ponies at Dawn, their new album, which is due to be released this weekend on the 5th and the 6th, which means a big old live release party happening this very weekend. the first of 4 different Brony events, making the month of August the month of Brony. But yes, Ponies at Dawn will have their big pandemonium reveal live release party. We will get links out into the Discord when we have more information and links as to where they're going to be going to be distributing it, showing it off. Chances are good it will probably be a combination of Twitch and Ponytown. So also make sure you're ready with your self-built 8-bit pony. Then along with that, we next have Everfree Northwest, which we keep talking about because a lot of us are going, and it is coming up very, very quickly. But yes, it is 1 week and 2 days away. We have one more show, and then we will be off to Everfree. And then we will talk about Everfree, and it'll be glorious. It's going to be so much fun. I have money saved up. I found out that I'm going to be able to read so much at work, and they're going to have a bookstore at Everfree. So, the literature will be mine.
I'm still so jealous you can read. It's not fair.
If it makes you feel better, I'm also trying to juggle a bunch of other things with it so I can keep my job. I'm just glad I actually have time to read instead of trying to comb through insanity every waking minute. I'm not kidding.
That's much more fun. Come on now.
No, I've done that for 10 years. I'm done. I'm really tired. Honestly, I would have debated working at 7-Eleven at this point. That's how bad it is. Anyway, we're gonna go back. We're gonna go walk away from that.
Yeah, let's just go on. We don't need to talk about our horror stories here.
Yeah, the Rave of the Bells, which will be another big fun concert with different Brony musicians, will start the next week after that, 19th and the 20th. This one will also be a combination of Ponytown and Twitch. However, I think does Rave of the Bells also use VR chat?
Let me do a quick check there. The person running Rave of the Bells, Emma, also works with the VR. Sorry, Burning Mare. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know Burning Mare it has some ties to Burning Mare, which does use a VR chat, so I wasn't sure.
I will do a quick look in announcements.
Yeah, just give us a heads up on that once you get the information. Of course, big music going on, and after that, the last convention in August, wrapping up the month of Brony fun, is Ponies Online, the one of the 2 online conventions, that are still online, of course. The big thing about Ponies Online is it is also being panelized by one of our panelists here, Coldust. I'm so sorry, Coldust. It's Tolakoi.
Yeah, it's fine. As I said earlier, you got 24 hours to get the panel in before we're shut for the year, and then, well, we'll see you at the end of August.
So, yep, if you want to get a panel in, now's the opportunity to do so. I mean, literally right now. If you're watching this in archive, you probably already missed it. Anyway, this, of course, is a big old online convention. So if you can't get to any of the physical conventions, this is at least a good second. The other convention, of course, being Pony Fest, which is going to be near the end of October. And I might actually. Oh yeah, that sucks. I won't be able to attend Pony Fest this year.
Aw.
Well, it's because the local anime convention is going on the exact same weekend. And let's see, you got ponies, anime character, people dressed up as anime characters. Choices. Well, I might still be able to tune in some things in there, but yep. Anyway, that's coming up in the October. See, this is why I'm slowly losing my sanity. I can't keep anything. I managed to do so well, too. I was doing so well. So, yeah, Ponies Online, the Rave of the Bells, Everfree Northwest, and the Ponies at Dawn release trailer. All of them so awesome. All of them so great. Keep an eye out. Yeah.
I did find the Twitch page for the House of Bells, so I can link that to you.
That's not what I asked.
Well, that's the best I'm seeing here because it's a lot to look through.
Right. You can just say we don't know then.
Oh yeah, I could ask him, but Gemini time.
Let's just go ahead and move on then. If it does have a VR chat group or a place, we'll post as
let
well.
people know. Yeah.
Right. All right. So let's go ahead and go on to the news here. Well, of course, first off, we have the Brony history this week. This week was kind of a sad one because this was also the same week that we got the finality of the BronyCon.
The first major Brony convention.
Yep, it finally wrapped things up this week. But along with that, there was also a lot of weird, insane, and fun things going on, including different plushies, 6-tiered cake with different pony heads, a lot of different weird, fun announcements, fun reminders like Sunshine and Celery Stalks in Source Filmmaker was released. Really, it was a sad but good history at the same time. I kind of want to watch Pony's the Anthology now because talking about it. But let's instead we're gonna go ahead and talk about the new stuff that has happened this week. Starting off with Everfree Northwest wants you to visit Everfree Northwest, which is happening on August 11th to the 13th at Everfree Northwest. So yes, they just did make an announcement on Equestria Daily, just notifying that Everfree Northwest is happening this year. They want you to come to Everfree Northwest. Granted, I wish you all the best of luck because I believe all the hotels have been sold out in for the main hotel. So if you need anything additional, good luck with that. No, seriously, good luck. I hope you're the best. But they've already announced plenty of guests. Of course, a lot of the G5 cast: Sunny Star Scout, Izzy Moonbow, Misty, Queen Haven, Queen Opaline, Sprout. And of course, we still have some of the G4 with Bill Newton or Bright Mac. We also have GM Burrow, who one of the writers, Tony Fleeks, comic artist, Whitley, the comic writer. And of course, Tony Matthews, who is a producer of MLP New Generation, who will only be there for one day only, and apparently 2 guests that they have not announced that will be announced at the opening ceremonies.
Also, some members of the Owl House. Go figure.
Well, of course they're gonna have the Owl House too. Actually, did they mention? Oh, featured guests. Yeah, it's awesome featured guests. Yeah, they also have Sarah Nicole Robles of the Owl House, Elizabeth Crulon of Owl House, Evie. Wow, they have a lot of Owl House in there.
As I said,
Mr. and Mrs. Nisida.
And of course, Ashley Nichols, who is creator of Farfetch and animator on Has Been, Hotel, Animaniacs, and Lackadaisy. So I just realized I never saw Lackadaisy. I really gotta correct that.
Watch it. It is amazing.
Oh, okay.
Read the comic.
Okay. I realized my mistake and my folly. Oh my god.
it's more you said it out loud.
Well, I'll leave you meowing for more.
I'll still watch it even after that. Right. Anyway, also they got Michael Kovac, who also did a lot of voices, including Angel Dust, which I'm sure some people are really gonna love.
Also, I believe he's the main character. He's the
honestly, Chaos Kai, I don't blame him for branching out a little bit because, bronies aren't just more than the ponies that we love. We are also gamers. We love other animations as well. And, having little branches into everything else does help. I mean, a lot of anime conventions also dabble into Super Sentai, which technically is an anime. But it's still so cool.
It is somewhat the basis of the superhero anime.
Yeah.
And the thing you have to remember is at least 2 of those people, if I remember correctly, started off in the pony fandom before they branched out.
Yep. Yeah, so, there are, of course, a lot of community guests. Hey, look, Sky Railroad. I don't know why I brought... I don't know why. I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna say, "Look, Step to Harmony," and I was going to probably say something slightly inappropriate. Seriously, respect the cosplayers. They work really hard on their craft. they're, I'm sure they enjoy showing off, but don't assume
Don't harass
anything.
them.
Don't harass, please.
Don't be
Be
an
good.
ass.
Be good people. And don't.
The only time I ever had an ooh thing with any type of cosplay was just someone wearing an outfit. I'm like, no, that skirt does not go with your legs. But I didn't say it out loud.
I'm not. No. Just no.
So,
Tell it. Not even thoughts. Just keep the thoughts to yourself. Sorry, my brain just snapped actually saying it like that. Anyway, yep, a lot of announcements there for Everfree. So, yeah, please check it out if you can. Wow. Okay. And next, let's go on to plushies, because we got to bring some merchandise in here. Of course. Merchandising. Of course, these are some really good merchandisings, because Symbiote has announced Trixie and Lyra plushies are now available.
It is still odd that I want to say symbiote, but I know different.
I'm guessing symbiote. I don't know what it is. But yeah, it looks like they are $30 along with the other main 6. And yeah, they are sweet. I mean, I think did Trixie ever actually get an official plushie yet outside of this?
I don't know. That would be on the spaghettis.
Trixie's a questionable one. I know Lyra hasn't. Lyra absolutely has never had a plushie to herself until this moment. Officially.
We do not talk about the unofficial.
Well, we talk about the unofficial all the time, and we love our unofficial creators. But getting an official plushie made is still somewhat of it's an enormous achievement.
True. Also, I hate that I can recall stuff far too easily.
Right. And it's not Venom, it's Carnage that's making these plushies. Da-da-da-da-da. Moving on.
That explains so much.
Hybrid. Ooh.
We're not going to get too deep into that. But seriously, the plushies are pretty awesome. I do recommend checking them out. Why is there no Twilight Sparkle here?
They might have sold out.
You got her butt, Mark. Be happy.
Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, Fluttershy's in there twice. Oh, it was the second reveal. I'm still pissed. Oh, no, wait, there's Twilight. There's Twilight. She's hiding out the bottom.
Right where she deserves to be.
Oh, you son of a... Well, you can also get the first generation Rainbow
some
Dash
people
down
like
there.
being on bottom.
Da-da-da-da-da. Okay, we're done here.
Yeah, don't speak about my preferences.
Anyway, yeah, be sure to check them out. Next, comics. Issues 19 and 20 have revealed their retail incentive covers. Definitely a lot more dramatic than you would expect them to be.
Oh, the drama.
But apparently, they're combinable covers.
Again?
Again.
Yes.
Ooh.
So yes, you can see the tricksy little fox that we had his name last week, and now I completely forgot because it was the same name as something else. No, I don't remember now. We'll call it Minky. Minky there is obviously in the middle as you got the tumultuous insanity going on, and then the calm skies afterwards. It's not a body switch story. It's a cutie mark switch story, which I think it did the same thing like it did in the show, where it kind of swapped their talents and personalities, but not their memories or who they are.
So it's just horrible for anybody involved.
It's absolutely horrible for everybody involved. Because that, you're still you, but you're not you at the same time. I can't imagine what that would be like.
I have to do what my cutie mark is telling me.
I will not speak up about this because I'm a mature adult.
No, seriously, I gotta wonder what the existential is. I mean, if you known yourself to be like a computer geek and you just like to sit down and read a book, and suddenly one day you wake up and you're like, I want to run 10 miles. All of a sudden, I
want to run 10 feet.
I want to run 10 feet. I want to run.
I don't know if I'm gonna survive.
I don't know if I'm gonna survive this. Dang it! I gotta get to the ice cream truck. Feel the burn. Okay.
Faster swoop.
It's slow motion.
Anyway, at least that's kind of the general thought I was getting with some of the preview pages I was seeing. To how much they actually are swapped, whether it's like a full Freaky Friday situation, or I believe it is kind of similar to the MLP, the G5 episode with Sunny and Hitch getting their cutie marks swapped. Granted, it's not from Dragonfire this time. Anyway,
Next
No,
time
it's
on
through
Dragon
Fennec power.
I would go with the Kitsune just being the Kitsune.
it's not a Kitsune though. If anything, it looks like chinchilla.
It's a Fennec fox.
It looks like
I
a-
understand that.
Oh, it's a fennec. Yeah, it's a fennec fox.
It just looks like a gremlin to me. I don't know what the deal is.
I don't know. It kind of looks like a knockoff chinchilla, but I'm going to go ahead and move off. Instead, let's talk about a comic that
Beverly
is
Hills Chinchilla when?
Never.
But in this case, blah blah blah. We got blah 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 blah. All
Okay,
right,
who put on the Holly Brown filter?
sorry. I do apologize. You know what? One of these days, I really got to remember that I don't need to go at a rapid pace. Maybe if I actually
Just
pace
chill, man.
myself. Let's
Drink
try.
more.
You know what? Let's try pacing myself. I actually haven't drinking at all in the last 2 weeks.
See, that's the problem, man. You're too high strung.
I want to save myself for Everfree so that when I get drunk, I can feel it. Okay, moving on.
You poor soul.
Second,
Not
you
exactly.
want
You're gonna be
left
there
in the
with me.
window.
You're gonna be there with me.
Hey, I might be having to go down to Minnesota and back
Right. That is.
because one of my friends are having issues with their truck. And they're
No.
one of the vendors. So
No. You said you were gonna go to Everfree.
no, that's what I mean. Like I'm gonna have to go clear down to Minnesota, pick them up and all their merchandise, and go clear down to Everfree. So I'm basically going across the country.
Oh, they're a vendor. Oh yeah, please help them out.
Okay, so basically what I'm hearing here is we have Deathlight and the Bandit.
It's definitely the bandit. Well, yeah, that's actually what I forgot to announce. We have confirmed Deathlight is going to be joining us for Everfree. Finally.
Yay!
100% confirmation. There's no backsies now.
There might still be backsies if I fall in.
Well, backsies if something horrible happens, but, you know, nothing other than unplanned extreme things. Which anybody would cancel anybody's trips, right?
Well, that reminds me. I just paid for my American Airlines seats for me and my travel companion.
American Airlines? You poor fool.
It could be
It was
worse.
the only one, and it's an overnight flight, technically.
It could be worse. He could have gone with Spirit Airlines.
That
Oh,
is
I am
true.
never going with Spirit.
All right, let's get back on track here. Sorry, everybody. I'm sure Commander.
The dragon has the hammer. We must move.
I'm sure he's getting ready to. Not the hammer, the cannon. Moving on.
Yeah.
Why not?
We
Camp-
just hit with the idiot stick. I don't know
Camp
what the deal
Big
is.
Hoof. The side story of the big camping trip and the Sasquatch that wants to be, and the Sonic OC that is in the covers, has released its first issue last week. I haven't had a chance to pick my copy up. Not that it would matter because I haven't had a chance to read any of the comics recently, so I'm kind of behind. I am way behind. Maybe that's a good thing. I can actually. Yeah, sorry, hiccups. Anyway, getting back on track here. So yeah, Camp Big Hoof has released. What is the story of the big Sasquatch? I guess you'll have to read and see. But yeah, I gotta admit, I like the retail incentive cover here. That's a nice cover. Though I'm really hoping that I get all of the covers that combined together to the one big image. That looks like I'm hoping that they actually have a print of that big image. That would be even more so awesome.
Yeah, just
Well, if you
hang it
look
up on
for
the
the
wall.
artists, they could be going to Everfree.
They could be, but even if they are, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to have that image available.
You never know.
So, moving on. So, Our Place. We talked about it last week. And
You
now
showed it off last week.
we did show it off last week. In fact, I'm think just to confirm.
Seeing if the Atlas is still up.
Well, the canvas really, which I'll give them credit. They did something amazing for the end of it this year. So they did still do the whiteout, but before that they actually recorded everything.
Oh no. Second.
I'll be careful. But yeah, you can actually go through the entire timeline here and see where our place was at any point throughout the entire 3-week process here.
Okay, that is just cool.
That it is really cool.
Hold on.
Three of
Go,
our
go.
files.
I saw the giant. Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just awesome.
They got one final snark in, and I can't blame them for that. But yeah, because of this, even if some amazing artwork got wiped out, you can actually still find and recover it, which is amazing. But getting back to the stuff that we consider the most important, because we are brothers, the ponies. There was a lot of ponies this time around. So starting off, of course, we got the Discord, the Discord and Tombstone in the K. Got Twilight Sparkle just out there doing her thing. She literally appeared out of nowhere.
Dash underneath there, like a soon.
Yeah, it looks like a Sin Rainbow Dash right down there right literally under her. Of course, you got Trixie in the trans place flag, as well as little Pip right above her.
Exactly where she should be.
Trans rights, y'all.
Yep. Everybody deserves rights. And that's all that's left.
And then we have our little section underneath that.
Yep, we got our little section here that kept being bounced around because of a giant platypus squashing them.
The number underneath Jeppy is how many times they have been raided.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that's hilarious and not
29.
29 and still standing.
The last time I saw it, it was up to 31.
This could have been an older image taken. But yeah, the Derpy, Rainbow Dash, you got Chrissy with, it looks like a JoJo hat, but I don't think that's quite correct. I think there's something else going on there.
I think it's the musician hat from Kill la Kill.
Yeah, I was going to say Kill la Kill, I think.
Oh, maybe that's it, yeah.
Yeah, the musician by council president, student council thing.
You also have the Twilight Sparkle just hiding. Oh, Twilight Sparkle and Sunny Star Scout with the Book of Harmony there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, who's that pony next to Derpy? Because that's not Blackjack. Blackjack doesn't have a unicorn horn, does she?
No, that looks like Black.
Jack has a horn. It's just very stubby and compact.
Honestly, I couldn't tell you. I have no idea who that's supposed to be.
Except,
It looks like Blackjack though.
Also,
no, it can't
zoomed
be.
in, we now see some more stuff. Whoop.
Hold on.
I was gonna say Mike the microphone, but he hasn't been around for a long time.
Oh, also, Mike's hair is more orange.
Yeah.
That kind of looks like Blackjack.
I think it's supposed to be Blackjack.
Yeah,
I
because
think so too. Maybe she does have a horn.
She does have a horn. It's just compact, like I said. It's small.
Well, okay then.
Because she could shoot magic bullets out of her mind.
Maybe I'm confused. I thought she was more with pony.
No,
Little
she's
Pip
a
did.
unicorn.
Little, anyway, we got
Pip.
we got little peek out ponies that were all over the place.
Fluttershy.
Even
Twilight,
Screwball, you got Screwball there too.
Twilight.
You have truly won.
And then we have the cosplaying main six and Debbie.
Yeah, this one was actually really awesome to see come to fruition after time. Apparently,
also, I love the fact that we had One Piece guarding us.
Apparently, it
Gloom
actually
Glam.
became kind of a fast friend situation later on, which is really nice.
Gloom Glam, Derpy, AJ, Fluttershy.
Yep. And of course, there was a final recap here. That was just some of the images that they did have. Quickly scrolling through, it does talk a little bit about the history of what happened, including the crushing of Perry the Platypus. The original main 6 image that they had there right next to the Luffy thing before that got swapped out, but again, then they, kind of reached a nice little agreement there. The initial building of Rainbow Dash and Derpy before the Platypus Crush.
Actually, that's at 16, so I don't know, because if you scroll up, the other one was at 3.
Look at the Derpy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I
It is
stand
a
corrected.
good horse.
Why
The
is that?
Derpy is the best way to
Actually-
have a time stamp.
Actually, here's something fun that I just remembered that happened. The Book of Harmony here.
Oh, the eyes changed.
No, there's more to it. There it is.
It actually was a motion copy.
It itself changed. They kept changing the image as it went on.
Oh,
So it is so worth to go through the history and take a look.
That is awesome. And
It's like the
Dang.
Bad Apple thing that we
Yeah,
saw earlier.
Yeah, there was actually a recreation of Bad Apple done at some point. They did a lot of fun things with this year.
Oh, we had a Princess Twilight.
Yep, ended it off.
Oh yeah,
Man
let's
the
see,
Moon.
Mare in the Moon on the formerly Italian flag. So apparently Nightmare Moon likes spaghetti.
I don't blame her. Spaghetti's good.
Hey,
It
there's
is
the
awesome.
Beakies.
Got the Pinky Ponies.
Yes, that's-
Sunburst was also hidden around somewhere.
Yep. Of course,
Got
the
the
K
K, the Transport.
and the Trixie.
Yep. Apparently, there might be some more ponies that haven't been popped out, but this is just what was immediately thrown
Oh,
out.
Little
And-
Pip is up there.
Yep.
Yep. There's a lot of ponies that got on this year. Even more so, especially since we got on the Giant K, which is amazing. That alone is just worth so much gold right there.
Well,
But yeah, our
also-
place was a lot of fun this year.
Also, I will say this: there is an Our Place panel at Ponies Online, so come
Ah.
see some stuff there.
Or they'll probably talk a little bit about the history and stuff. I don't know. I'm not going to assume anything.
they were actively in the Discord doing all of the our place stuffs, and I believe they were live streaming, actually doing some of it. So there's going to be a good talks in there.
Yeah, I actually found a couple of the live streamers and started to follow them, so in case they do future streams, so I can do things with that.
Mhm.
Anyway, really quick, a pony action RPG is currently in the works. This actually looks really interesting. But yeah, I didn't end up putting. I don't know why I didn't put this in our video segment, but I didn't. And but yeah,
Possible copyright, you know.
maybe. Anyway,
Maybe because we just haven't been getting to the video segment enough.
that might be
And
it,
we
or
still have a story.
that might be it. It also might be because it's so early stages that I figured it'd be best just to talk about it a little bit here. Because it's really early stages. They just barely started to work on the framework and everything. So much so that they are recruiting. And they're recruiting a lot of people. 3DC modelers, monster modeling, animation, skeletal rigging, effects creation, technical artists, pixel artists, and effects, UI design, and music and sound effect compositions. So if you or you know anybody interested in maybe getting into game design and wants to try one of those different project positions, there's an opportunity to do so. And honestly, I'm hoping that this game sees more than just a few quick video demos. I really want to see it come out and be a thing.
Yeah, they've got some good bones for the fighting that they show off there. It'll be interesting to see how well it moves as a platformer thing, or if it should more be a open field style movement.
Yeah, I gotta give it to them that it does. Like, there's a lot of there's already some pretty good polish here in the early part, and you can actually get a feel for the character there, just the snarkiness of it. Absolutely
She's
love it.
snarky and elegant.
Yeah. I mean, they
Yeah, kitten.
it does look like they really want to put in the work for this, so I'm really hoping it kicks off. So, yep, big announcement there to let people know about it, so they can also let other people know about it. And finally, I don't know how much people are going to be able to bite their tongue on this one, but let's see what happens. Oh, by the way, apparently her name is Warm Light.
Ooh, nice.
So, somebody's got a cat screaming in the background, and
Let's be
All
quiet.
the attention.
wow, that.
I don't think that works.
It
No.
does
I'll
not.
No,
mute
it's
for a
like-
moment and go deal with that.
Yep.
Yeah. And here we go. A pony donut shop has opened called Pampushka.
I've been seeing that everywhere.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
This was opened in Belarus.
Hmm.
But
You know, there's
yes.
good people in bad places.
Yeah,
Yes.
there is. And I'm not gonna make mention of the politics, but pony donut shop and that's all I need.
That's all you
Grant-
need to know.
That's all I need. Yeah. Granted, I am. There's so many jokes you can easily make, but thank you.
Adorable pony making adorable donuts. What more do you need?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nothing else. Just delicious looking donuts. But yeah, I thought that was a pretty fun little thing here. Get the pony donut shop Pampushka. That's it. I really have nothing else to add to that. I thought that was cool.
Great story.
Great story. A plus.
4-11.
All right, now let's go ahead and move on here to. Oh wow, actually, I didn't forget something altogether. Wow, I didn't. It wasn't even in here. What did I?
What did you do?
I made a
break it?
mistake. I made a horrible, horrible mistake.
You made a mistake.
How mistake? Do we need to add fire?
Wow.
I cleanse everything.
Okay, here's a question. Why isn't it in media? It is literally a video.
For God's sakes, what's the cat's problem?
It's a cat.
It just wants to yell at you. It's
Yeah.
Okay.
more.
She's been
It's
fed.
not-
She's been taken care of. What else does she friggin' need?
And
Yes.
she's been fixed.
Long time ago, Toa. I'm not that cool.
Sometimes a cat just is being.
Cats are just weird sometimes, okay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, actually.
Cat
gonna
is
talk to you.
cat. There's nothing more you can do.
She's been more vocal lately as of late.
Maybe it's just a heat thing, or they're just having. Okay, so I don't know how I think I know how I messed it up, really, but also, Tell Your Tale episode 57 came out. We are not going to be able to talk about it this week because not enough pictures of the episode have come out yet, so I don't really have enough to go on.
Oh, this is why there is the increase of shipping between two characters.
Finally, we get a
Yes.
beach episode.
We got a beach episode, yep, and Misty, of course, is being
We got
being
some
the
good wet mains.
Yeah, got some good wet
Yeah.
mains. We got to see ponies stroking out in the heat. I'm actually not kidding. They actually did have ponies literally passing out from the heat.
That is.
Oh,
I've
that's
been
terrifying.
there. I've
Yeah.
been there. It is the worst.
Yep.
Yeah.
She could grow plants. Why did she grow herself? a
Stay
plant
in the
leaf
shade
pad?
if y'all can, if you live in hot areas.
Yeah.
Also, stay hydrated, please. Please, I beg you.
If it makes you feel
And-
better, she was in line to try to get a cool smoothie to cool down in. The problem
Well,
is that she was
it's
in
not good
line.
water.
That's
They
not
don't
water.
actually drink cold things when you're overheated because it can actually put your body into shock.
This
Ooh.
is why
potentially
room
kill you.
temperature is sometimes better.
Yeah, room temperature is apparently better for quenching thirst.
Yep.
I gotta give them credit though. I don't know if they planned this or it just happened to be coincidence, but considering how hot everything has been this year, just the fact that they have an episode talking about how hot the entire summer's being is kind of funny.
The title is Hot Days, huh? It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
It was totally coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Well-
I'm guessing complete coincidence, but it is still kind of funny altogether. But yeah, we will probably talk about this episode next week. If you haven't had a chance, please be sure to check it out. It's only 5 minutes, and it's a lot of fun, and it actually has some really good animation to it as well. I mean, how often do you actually get to see Zip surfing, and it actually looks like legitimate animated surfing? Look at that.
Look, horse board.
Actually, you know what? Never mind. I'm not going to dissect that. We're gonna,
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
see
Good
some
for
of the
horsing
similar
around.
style from watching the surfing in Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah. But just have fun with it and check out the episode. I put it in the show notes now because I'm an idiot.
You're not an idiot. You're overworked and underpaid.
I don't get paid at all. Well, I guess you're not wrong then. Anyway, all right. So we're gonna,
Payment boops. Whoop.
so we're gonna move on to the content creation, and
I
I'm
think
sure.
we start out with
We're,
DM
Oh,
story.
no,
just because.
we're
I forgot to create contents.
It's okay. I got you covered with a lot of Bailey content. It's fine.
we did got quite a bit of content, and I think it would be best to actually go through all of that first and get us all set up before we get to the story. Just because we want to make sure we have our chance to fully focus on the story instead of trying to juggle things. So
There's 9 pages of story. Egad.
exactly. So the challenge of the week was pets versus vets.
And the protest initiative challenge was.
Strawberries.
That's right.
It was strawberry. And
No one
admittedly,
else we had a food thing.
I've actually started to. I found out about a drawing training class online that I'm going to start trying to take. But while I'm in the work of that, I'm still going to do what I can for the artistry here. I'm hoping it actually starts to reflect as I'm learning better skills. But yeah, for the challenge, I drew the veterinarian pony. Once I was reminded that vets doesn't necessarily mean military vets.
Whoop.
I think it was somewhat a combination between me and like Deathlight.
Yeah.
Deathlight there.
Anyway, we have, of course, I actually had her name a moment ago, and now I completely forgot.
Dr. Fauna.
Thank you. Yeah, it is Dr. Fauna. Yeah. Dr. Fauna
Or she
doing
named
a
after a
big
plant.
doing a big strawberry battle against Angel Bunny. Why? I don't know, but it's gotten furious to the point of table flipping.
So you got a veterinarian that is named after a plant, but she takes care of it. Okay.
No, Fauna is animal.
Fauna
Flora.
is animal.
Yeah, fauna is animals.
Yeah, if it was Dr. Flora, then we'd have questions.
I got it.
Yeah.
turned
No,
out.
That's
no. If
right.
it was Merryweather, we would all go. I know the joke here.
What?
No.
No, I
Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather. Sleeping Beauty.
What?
I is wait is wow.
Moving on.
Please.
Yep.
I'm gonna be honest. I have not seen Sleeping Beauty, possibly at all.
I don't think it doesn't even matter. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Anyway, yeah, so Dr. Fauna, Angel Bunny, strawberry fight, table is being flipped. Honestly, I'm trying to go for more action scenes and getting a lot more motion and movement to try to show across. That's kind of one of the big things I'm kind of aiming for now, just to make things actually look vibrant and alive. Not quite there yet, though.
It definitely looks like an action pose.
Yeah. Yeah, the arms were the fun thing, trying to figure that one figured out. Anyway, that is what I have. What else we do have? We have a croc pony just floating along.
Oh yeah. Hi Bailey. Not Bailey.
Yep.
But yeah.
Perfectly fine.
Yep.
Yep.
Just
Not gonna end up snapped.
nothing to see.
She's just chilling in the lake.
Yep.
Just having swamp adventures, you know. It's fine.
Yep. I mean, it's perfectly natural.
We just watching that crocodile go over there with it. Yeah.
Watch them crocodile just
That's
floating.
a big croc right there.
Just watch a croc just
She
float
is
on
such
by.
a gremlin, because we were talking about doing something like a little bit more mature, but then we were like, let's just go full gremlin. Okay, gremlin.
Also, I gotta tell you something. Man, that croc been working out.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, gotta swim, man.
She-
Been doing them squats.
Been doing them squats. She didn't skip that leg day. All right, this one.
Yeah, good,
I'm sure there's a little more to this. I don't exactly know. It literally popped up into
I
our
remember that art style.
Rainstorm. Actually posted this up literally an hour ago. Well, 2 hours ago at this point.
With Winchester hugging someone.
It's still nice.
It is a good one.
It's really nice, yeah.
Yep.
Maybe I'll find someone that loves us as much as this.
Mhm.
Willing to hug you in the middle of a wheat field that's barely grown. And a
That's
cat
what crop
screaming in our
circles are
ear.
for, and kids.
Especially the cat screaming in our ear.
Hey,
That's
the
a
fun
really
is a
relatable
very
thing
important
right there.
position.
You want to be romantic, and your stupid animal won't leave you alone.
One is Winchester,
Kitty,
yeah.
I fed you an hour ago. What do you want?
Snuggles!
Alright, next we got a story, but we also have a video from Chaos Akai.
Ooh.
Real quick. Okay, we're safe on the copyright thing. A word from our princess. So look.
Oh
Dear
no.
God, no.
Alright, I'm gonna turn this down a bit. Just greetings, Brony Show Soul Calibur. Oh dear, Brony Show Calibur universe.
Oh dear.
That is a mouthful.
We are in trouble.
By the way, Chaos Akai, just a heads up. Princess Donut Motley Chat Spam usually keeps her eyes completely closed.
I would have to say that's basically based on the model.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
the model opens its eyes.
It might be. It might be. But, yeah, I don't know. And from this day forward, I'm your new ruler. Actually, what does she even care? I don't know. I mean,
Commander, you know more of the princess.
my reign shall be mighty.
Sage her with pastries and she'll ignore you.
Yeah.
But if anyone gets any ideas about resisting my rule, got it. We'll give her a donut shop. New to
it's a headmaster's reference.
it's new koi.
Yep.
Laser Toa.
Oh. Oh no. I think. Oh no. All the data from the fights, they were fed into this thing.
Okay. Savage
Oh.
Toe. Oh, please. Oh, God. This is going to hurt everything.
I didn't even get to this. You're sucking the amazement out of me.
She made a man of you.
You know, I'm not going to lie. I suddenly want to see if we can have some sort of lore about a changeling in the Brony Show called Changeling M. Just this random changeling that's just around doing stuff and we barely even notice.
Sorry, you haven't noticed that the stool has gone missing?
Quake Toa.
Why are these boss villains?
I think I have started a new class of warrior.
I'm not going to lie. I would figure Quake Toa would have a hammer or something.
Yeah.
Ah, here's the actual one.
And new koi.
Yep.
So tip of red.
Here's a reference to the headmasters where Shockwave came back as new Shockwave.
Oh my God, he's gone to Odin.
Yep. I have the boss powers in this.
And of course, the Princess Spam.
Praise be to the princess. Yeah, that's kind of overpowered. Good job.
She will send someone to another universe just because you didn't get the donut fast enough.
Yep.
You're 5 seconds late. Excuse.
No, you are 5 minutes.
I didn't even tell you to get the donut. You didn't get the donut. You're now sent to another universe.
Okay, so Commander something says this is normal for chat spam. So yeah, I guess it's normal.
was the twist in this.
Oh, great. We're going to run her over with a cart.
Fire.
Could do.
Oh,
Yay,
no.
Lumi!
Oh,
Wait. Oh,
Which
this is
Lumi?
awesome.
Say goodbye.
Is it my chimeric daughter or is it your
It's our hippogriff.
It's the Hippogriff mascot.
Oh, the,
she has the energy.
the bounce of joy.
Wait, didn't we make these two best friends?
maybe?
Not in this universe.
Ooh, season
Oh.
2.
So apparently a season 2 is now in the works.
I like it.
All right, but if I get punked out, I'm gonna be really annoyed still.
I think everyone but me is sent in the chamber because we have a Lumi fighting for us.
Punked out. Okay, that's enough of that. All right.
Go Lumi, crush
Yeah.
chat spam.
It turns out she's omnipresent and I actually know she's in a video game and
If that is just the only one that's not going to be under AI control that doesn't know how to fight. Anyway.
yeah, yep.
All right. So really quickly before we go on to the story, like I promised multiple times, and I still am plumbing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Words?
I don't know.
They're great things every now and again, I heard.
I know, but I feel they're so overrated. But in this case, we have the picker wheel.
Ooh,
This
Ultimate
wheel-
Destiny.
Well, ultimately, our destiny for the next week. Because the picker wheel will be used to decide our challenge of the week for next week. We are still going to do a challenge for next week. And we'll do a challenge even then, even though it'll be the challenge for 2 weeks. But that's for next week. And next week's is this week. So we're going to do this week's for next week. This week. And of course, we have our entries coming in. Everybody's allowed one. Remember, everybody's allowed one. So if you have a fun, silly, or insane idea, feel free to go ahead and throw it into the chat or let me know and we'll get it in here. We've got Lumi Cuddles. Because who doesn't like a cuddle from a hippogriff? The Cuddle War. What?
Because if that first one don't make it, we can still make it possible.
Wrench. In quotation marks. Getting lost in transport.
Why are there so many tanks?
do you need me to show, give everyone the link in the Discord for my story?
It's in
Go
the
ahead and
show
throw.
notes.
Go ahead and throw. I should have it in the show notes already, but go ahead and throw it in content creation again, just in case they don't want to dig through that.
Eternal.
All right. All right. Any other entries? Got a good 5 here. 5 is always a good number. All right.
The same number.
All right. With that, let's go ahead and give it a spin.
Commander wins.
Why is there so many tanks?
Tanks for the memories.
Tanks for the memories, even though they
Even
weren't
if they
so
weren't
great.
so great.
But if you don't want to draw so many tanks, we also have the Protest Initiative Challenge.
Rain.
Rain.
Please
The
come.
Purchase Initiative Challenge is rain.
Dancing in the rain.
Bring me those rainy days.
You're tanking in the rain. Yes, tanking in the rain.
Water tank.
You know,
What the
because
rain?
of how
in the
English is,
rain.
just making it like tanks for catching rain also work.
What a glorious feeling. We're wet today. Okay. You know what? Don't take that out of context, please. Let's go ahead.
Oh, please take it out of
Too late.
context.
All right, next, everybody buckle up because it is time for the story that we've all been waiting for. Of course, everybody is welcome to join in and even voice a role if they'd like. We'll, of course, just dish them out as they come. as best we can.
Who wants to be narrator?
I'll go ahead and do the narration for the time being, since I'm the insane person starting us off on this. This, of course, is BS Anniversary Surprise.
Brony Show anniversary.
I know.
Thank you.
I couldn't resist it. Brony Show
I know, I worded it like that exactly.
The Brony Show Anniversary Surprise. We're sure it's going to be exactly wonderful. Alright. Sorry, bear with me a moment. Just responding really quickly. Like I said, I have Everfree in a week and a half, and I already had some people reaching out in regards to that, so we can finalize plans. Let's get started then with Brony Show Anniversary Surprise. A delivery Pegasus approaches a structure carrying something in a saddlebag as he walks up to the building. The place was lit up extravagantly with flashing colorful lights that changed color every few seconds. There were streamers and paper cufflinks looped together, and streamers hung all around the 3-story building. A white banner with the words, "Happy Anniversary" in bright blue letters. The building is known as the Brony Show Bar. Wait, we're 3 stories tall? Well, I guess we are now. Where ponies come in for a drink and games. The second floor is reserved for staff to lounge around on their breaks, from working around the bar below or the podcast floor above. Oh, wait, yeah, we were 3 stories in the Minecraft, weren't we? The ponies and creatures employed here started out as an online podcast business, but as time passed, Circuit Main, the owner of the building, turned the first floor of the establishment into a bar after saving enough money from his day job at a tech support center. The gray Pegasus walked sluggishly, exhausted from the long trek to deliver the package, despite that he continued. Well, somebody's confused. Despite that he continued on for time was against him. He turned to the right side of the building instead of the front door. He proceeded to a side door with a note written in green and pink crayons that spelled "Used for deliveries." The task assigned to him was secret, for it was for a forgetful employee that desperately needed the box's contents. As he was about to knock on the door, a purple blur rushed past him through the door, not noticing the Pegasus' presence. A few seconds passed, and the door swung open again.
This is Lumi right here.
Alright, who wants to voice Lumi?
Normally it's CMC.
What are you standing there for? Get over here!
Pulling the delivery pony inside. The Pegasus was blinded by a bright light catching him by surprise. The ray of light revealed the pony's legs weren't that of your ordinary stallion. His forelegs had talons and feather limbs of a griffin, and the hind legs of a goat, for he is a chimera, one whose origins lie in chaos.
Did any creature see you coming?
The purple hippogriff questioned frantically.
Do you want me to voice him, or does someone want to?
If it's you, voice yourself.
Okay. No.
The Pegasus responded, covering his eyes from the bright light emanating from the old-fashioned lamp.
Mind putting that thing away, Lumi?
By the way,
Who has the soundboard, Suki?
Probably.
I'm guessing.
No, I'm not doing shit.
I'm sorry. My apologies. All right. Anyway, yeah, it's funny, and I'll just don't. Don't.
There's a
overboard
way
it.
to disable the soundboard.
Oh, I can absolutely disable it. I'm just being. I'll be nice for the moment. Besides, I don't want to lose my spot, which I almost did. The hippogriff put the lamp with a traffic cone head design on a desk that was littered with papers. Some saying "Return to sender," bills, and a letter saying "Brony Show," and the rest of the words were covered with a white substance of questionable origin. I'm just letting that sink in. Lumi looked at the Pegasus. It's coal dust.
Yeah, it is.
Yes! Okay, good.
Like, we all heard that click that time, and I seen your little light flicker.
Yeah, I actually does show you who is doing the soundboard. So I'll give them credit for that. That's nice that somebody's abusing the hell out of it. Anyway, where am I? Lumi looked at the Pegasus with a scrunched up face after seeing the disgusted look on his muzzle. She was about to burst into laughter, but miraculously refrained from doing so.
Relax.
The Hippogriff said as she wiped off the substance from the envelope with her claw.
It's just frosting.
She licked the icing up and proceeded to lick around her beak to savor every inch of it.
Where's my mouse? There it is. Honestly, Gray, I wouldn't do something like that with our fellow co-workers around.
I'm scared to keep reading. Gray blushed with embarrassment, thinking Luminous Wave, his bubbly and joyful gaming co-worker, might have done the nasty in the office back room. Oh my god.
Now bring the box over here.
Just hurrying to the desk, she laid down the lamp moments earlier.
The lack of some of these quotation marks is
I'm pained.
it's irritating at my brain a little.
No, I get that. Luminous Wave is a purple hippogriff with a red and yellow mane that started working as an intern for the show and the bar. A few months ago, she got hired as a waitress and on standby in the evenings to do gaming streams whenever Winchester and Orisuke are unable to stream live that night. Lumi has streamed a few times so far and is building an online presence within the company slowly but steadily. As the Grey Pegasus walked closer to the desk, he asked,
Couldn't you have asked me to get this microphone earlier, Lumi?
She takes the piece of equipment, still in its package, out of the sturdy delivery box.
You were cutting it awfully close.
Sorry, I have to. Sorry, my Pegaquis?
Pequisis? Pequisis?
Pegaquis?
Pegaquis.
Sorry, my Pegaquis.
Lumi said as she grasped her claws in forgiveness. The microphone balanced on top of her arms made Gray nervous as he wasn't too keen on finding a replacement the next day if the guys opened the gift only to be met with disappointment.
I was saddled with baking the anniversary cake tonight. You running, well, in your case, flying out to pick up my gift helped me out massively, dude.
The high-energy hippogriff set aside the gift and gave the stallion a joyous hug. Gray reciprocated Lumi's affection in kind and hugged back. The touching moment was cut short when Lumi heard an alarm go off in the direction of the coat hanger, which was near the back door. She pushed her friend away and flew towards a black hoodie, rummaging through the pockets until she pulled out her phone.
The cake is ready. I better take that puppy out of the oven before it burns.
The hippogriff zoomed across the room through a door with the words "Kitchen" written above the door frame. I'm pretty sure the animal services were called shortly afterwards. Alright. Gray searched for the desk chair to sit down and relax after making his rounds and the additional stop for Lumi's gift. He scanned the room until he found it toppled over in a corner. Lumi must have pushed it out of the way so she wouldn't crash into it, or it wound up there as a result of Hippogriff's mad dashing back and forth. Gray picked up the chair, and as he sat back against it with his eyes closed, he couldn't help but feel someone was watching him. He opened his eyes to find Luminous Wave, her head peeking out from behind the door, looking back at him.
Do you mind helping me decorate the cake when it cools off?
Lumi pleadingly stared at him adorably with her sympathetic puppy dog face. Somebody got a thesaurus.
I don't know why it autocorrect came out with that.
Okay, so we blame the bot. Got it.
Really? I thought he just got
sympathetic.
Sympathetic. Puppy dog face, eyes enlarged and glistening. Gray's brain was apparently more exhausted than his body, for any excuse he tried to conjure in his mind would form and then evaporate just as quickly. Despite his fatigue, Gray got up from his cozy seat and entered the kitchen to assist Lumi with the finishing touches on the cake.
Speaking of which, Gray, do you have stuff going on in your kitchen?
Yes, I'll mute me for now.
Okay. Gray and Lumi worked tirelessly to make the sugar confection a work of art. It was no wonder she begged for the Pegasus for help. The hippogriff was going all out for the celebration. The cake had 3 sections of cake with buttercream icing filled with the middle of each brick. The bottom layer was enormous. The middle and top parts are the size of what you expect from a usual cake. The two of them made good time as they were nearly done with the icing on the extravagant dessert. As the purple hippogriff was finishing her work on the top section, Gray examined the cake from the ground and the sky. Gray couldn't help but notice the bar kitchen looking newer and spacious than the Pegasus last saw it last. Well, Running Tab must have convinced Circuit to remodel the area or saved up enough money to update the space herself. Though Circuit Main owns the building, Running Tab is in charge of everything that goes on in the bar area of the establishment. The Red Main Mayor has a no-nonsense policy when it comes to damaging bar property. And by her behest, Circuit Main enacted a drink limit so patrons and staffs don't get too hammered and cause chaos.
Sorry, I forgot to remove that part. It was supposed to. I moved it down to the lower part, so
it's fine.
I get rid of that part.
No worries. Which would explain why she kept a close eye on the chaotic Chimera Pegasus when he started working for the bar as a delivery stallion. Running Tab dropped her guard month by month when she got to know Gray. After a year of working together, he eventually informed her of the nature and conditions of his chaos magic. The reason Gray didn't divulge that info to Circuit Main during his job interview was because he didn't want to be turned away as he needed the money. Fortunately, his co-host found out some experienced his first hoof via vicious, power-hungry hippogriff.
From a previous story, yeah.
Yep.
Right. He counted his lucky horseshoes. He wasn't terminated, specifically out of a bang cannon.
Did Running Tab pay for the kitchen renovations herself?
Gray asked.
Nope, she and Bossman split the cost amongst themselves.
Lumi responded while she finished icing the cake.
There. Now, finishing touches.
She flew over the pantry and rummaged through the bottom pull-out drawer until she pulled out a box that spelled Toa Special Birthday Candles.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I found these when I was cleaning out the storeroom last week. Aren't the colors wonderful?
Gray was about to ask if he could have a closer look, but the excited Birdhouse quickly put on her
Bird horse.
We're getting some real Mad Libs here. Birdhorse quickly
Birdhouse.
Welcome to the Birdhouse. We got fun games. Okay. Quickly put on her sweater and shoved the candles in the middle big pocket of the hoodie.
I'm good now.
The hippogriff said.
I can manage the rest myself and take a load off. I can arrange... Yeah, tongue. Work with me. I can manage the rest myself. Take a load off and enjoy the party, dude.
Dude?
Question mark there.
Yeah. Gray would have liked to take part in the festivities, but he felt tired from all the flying and running around today. Wow, he passed out before he could finish his line.
Always muted.
Thanks. But I think I'm going to turn in for the evening.
He politely declined.
Suit yourself.
Lumi said.
I'll make sure they leave a piece of cake for you.
As Lumi took flight, the hippogriff pulled out a set of headphones from the hood of her sweater and played a song the Pegasus wasn't familiar with. As she stuck the candles on top of the cake, one of them slipped out of her arm. Gray heard the candle drop and turned his head to see it roll underneath the pantry, while the cheerful hippogriff was none the wiser. Gray didn't want to interrupt her workflow, so he walked over to the wooden cabinet and laid himself on the floor to see how far the waxy stick rolled underneath.
Out of reach. Of course it is.
He muttered to himself. The Pegasus stretched out his right wing and felt around the dusty space for the birthday candle. Just as he grasped it, a deep voice spoke from above.
Mind stopping what you're doing there for a moment. God damn it! My throat's too dry to do that. Fuck.
Drink more booze.
Some
You
water.
got pretty eyes.
Wow, pretty looking.
I can show you how to use those hooves. Anyway, anyway. Mind stopping what you're doing there for a moment, Gray?
The Pegasus got up from the floor to see a light blue earth pony waiting on him. He had a white mane and tail, he wore glasses, and a black leather jacket.
Sure, Suki.
Gray replied. He backed away to let the stallion through. While Suki scanned the interior of the pantry for whatever he came here for, Gray noticed a hippogriff and the huge cake were nowhere in sight. Lumi must have missed him since Gray was on the floor and left with Desert in tow. To party goers eagerly waiting for the... Huh?
He said desert.
Oh, I must have.
No, it was correct. No, it was spelled correctly. He just said it wrong.
Okay.
You ran to the desert to finish the cake.
you got the desert's the perfect place to finish a dessert. The dessert in tow, the party goers eagerly waiting on a cake that should have arrived sooner.
There they are.
Suki exclaimed as he took out a box of coffee pods.
Oh, that okay. Sorry, there's no obviously no
Yeah,
parentheses.
there's
so.
Yeah.
some missing some.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I
Like,
forgot
yeah.
that.
But I never say the word bugger, so that's why it's kind of weird for me to try. For some reason, I'm like having trouble saying it. Yeah, bastards were hiding in the back.
There you go. There's a Sukization for you.
Yep.
Okay.
The Pegasus witnessed the Earth Pony's expression of excitement turned to disappointment after seeing the remainder of the contents.
Sorry, I'm just watching. I'm actually getting used to this.
It's an A. There's an A. There's an A in there. not an E.
Celestia, damn it.
He groaned.
This isn't going to cut it.
Gray had,
Also, you can't say that anymore.
Gray had a feeling Suki was in the mood for a cup of joe.
Is everyone that hammered already?
With a surprised look on his muzzle, it's only 9. Sorry.
It's only 9 p.m. for Lunat's sake.
Circuit of guys started early this evening, and God, they go all out.
Suki began.
I had trouble getting the stream working today and checked the modem. The bloody thing, or the damn thing, had trouble keeping a connection. I called a technician over.
British?
That's why he changed it.
I called a technician over, but the damn thing kept me waiting. Sorry, I'm not sorry. I would never say that.
The mangy bugger.
Like,
Suki.
dude, I am a guy that has been raised in the southeastern U.S. my entire life, raised by a guy from California and a woman from Indiana.
Yeah, I don't see mangy bugger
I
being
might
part of his
be a
language.
bugger.
Sorry,
I
I like how that sounded. Sorry.
Yeah.
You have the right spirit. You have the
Yeah.
spirit.
No, it's just I applaud you, but it's just like dear God, man. I'm as American white as you can get.
I in a past life could have said that word, but I can't anymore. Kind of pleased I can't. I went through when I was in high school. I went through a weird British phase where I just like watched way too much BBC America, and accidentally acquired a British accent for a time, unintentionally. Then later on, I got real friends, and that actually kind of helped shoo that off.
Okay. Here's the strangest thing about me still. People think I'm from Britain without any context, and I'm like, what?
Now I get people who think that I'm from Canada, which is not terribly far off.
Okay, back to the story.
Okay.
Where
Right,
were
But
we?
the damn thing kept me waiting I called the technician over, but the damn guy kept me waiting for 2.5 hours. Tried calling others, but their lines were busy.
Okay. It's, I am here. Let's see.
The Earth Pony took a coffee pod out of the box.
The Earth Pony took a coffee pod out of the box.
When finally got here, technician had to replace the cable that got split open. After oh right, that's sorry.
Okay, second.
Oh wait, or is that me? Oh, no, that's me. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
Oh, it's all right. For some reason it came.
I
It
know
also
the
came,
after.
Yeah.
yeah. After we finished up and left, it was 6:10. Tried setting it up again, only to find some idiots spilled alcohol on my desk.
Suki's face began to sprout a vein on the left side of his forehead the more he vented to Gray. The Pegasus was impressed that despite his rage, the Earth Pony's voice didn't increase enough for anyone outside the kitchen to hear him.
I had to clean up the table to prevent it from becoming sticky. Oh, and did I mention my keyboard is ruined? After that, I finally got the stream going, but due to the background noise and yelling from the party. Sorry, I think my screen's got some shit on. No, it's my
Party.
Oh no, that was your that was your mouse in the way.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, not a problem. Yelling from the party, I had to mute myself during the stream because my teammates couldn't concentrate with that racket going on. I have teammates.
Apparently.
Destiny 2 next
Well,
line.
random teammates on just Destiny, I guess. Suki puffed a bit of steam from his nose.
I was looking forward to showing the new Destiny 2 expansion, but no, everything just had to deny me that pleasure. Screw those guys. If they make a mess or puke, I'm not cleaning up.
Oh, come on. There is no way that would stop Suki. He would shut us all down to make sure he got his Destiny 2 on.
Suki would have came down and beat that shit out of us.
Yeah.
Kinda like,
He just come in covered in blood, just like, yeah, they were being rowdy, so I took them all out. They'll be awake in the morning. They're not dead, but they're gonna feel like they should have died.
Just turn them into soundproofing for the room.
Yeah, exactly. A concerned look started to form on Gray's face.
Won't Rain Tab be furious if they messed up the bar like that?
The Pegasus questioned, for he experienced the wrath of the mayor. First hoof.
Why'd she give a flying feather?
Suki looked at Gray, bewildered.
They've been.
Oh, okay. Sorry, it's not capitalized. So again, it doesn't come off as a.
Yeah,
it's one of those things.
Well, the capitalization and the fact that
the
there's
comma,
missing
the quotes,
everywhere.
those things.
Mhm.
Yep. They've been horsing around on the second floor, or they've been horsing around on the second floor. If they did, then I'd be concerned about what awaited us.
As Suki placed the box on the countertop.
Perhaps Lumi told them to get a slice of cake in the bar then?
Gray replied. He turned his gaze over to the doors that led to the bar area.
Cause there's no way she's getting that huge thing upstairs.
Yeah. I don't have much time then.
Suki
Or
said
wait,
in an annoyed tone.
No, you're right.
He pressed
No,
down.
I just realized what they were going for on that, and I didn't do it right. So, sorry, that's just me being a voice. That's just me sometimes doing voice acting. That just came out.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Being annoyed that I didn't read it right.
Yeah.
Oh, you have the right tone.
All right. Suki said in an annoyed tone. He pressed down on the machine and began to make a cup of coffee, and took out a bag of bits from his jacket.
Here, throw in the bag. Oh,
Yeah.
Never mind. It's just here.
There you go.
Here.
Yeah.
Throwing the bag to the Gray Pegasus.
I'll get two of them sober while you get more of the dark stuff at the nearest convenience store. And I swear to Celestia, if you buy decaf, I will punch you.
Which is going to be a feat considering it's a pony.
Oh, you can still be punched by us.
With my
Sure thing.
Gray reluctantly accepted. Despite how tired the Pegasus was, he knew there'd be a reckoning if the inebriated staff damaged anything in the bar due to any shenanigans that might transpire. As he was about to leave, until he remembered the birthday candle he still held in his right
I
wing.
should have got rid of Az right there.
Yeah,
Alright.
no, it's okay. It's not a great flow, but we'll keep the flow go. He unfurled the candle onto the corner next to the coffee maker, so his co-worker wouldn't see it, and walked towards the desk office room.
Oh,
And-
there's Suki right here.
He passed through the door connecting the two rooms. The Blue Earth Pony took notice of the candle in the corner. In a nervous tone, he spoke to the Pegasus.
Gray, where'd you find this?
Oh, Lumi said she found them last week in storage. Why?
he asked, finally giving the narrator a break between two voices.
Yeah.
Because these ain't candles.
The Earth Pony replied. Gray glanced back and see Suki's face in a horrified expression.
Them's fireworks.
I knew it!
You don't have to change that. You don't have to change that.
You went too hard on that accent there.
I was being silly. Silly. You don't have to change that.
It's why.
Actually, if you do need to correct it, it's gonna be THEY apostrophe RE.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They are.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to fix.
Not too many there's.
Anyway, suddenly images sprang from Gray's memory. The box Lumi took the candles out read, Toa special birthday candles. Robots don't eat cake. So why would Toa need birthday candles for? And why were they a bit bigger than usual birthday candles? I can think of a few reasons, and none of them would leave the robot undismantled. If Gray hadn't been so exhausted, he would have asked the hippogriff for one to check one of them while she decorated the cake. I knew I tried so hard to keep context and I failed.
No, you good.
Yeah. Another memory came forth of a gray and green unicorn talking amongst themselves a year prior just outside the storage shed.
That's
I
you,
believe
Circuit.
yours.
No, that's
No, that's great.
Cole,
No.
I think.
Yeah, the gray unicorn. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, it would be the cold ass.
Cole, do you want to read, or should we get somebody else to do your dulcet tones?
I guess I can. I just need to. I need the document link. Where is that?
It's in the
you need to
backstage.
watch
I think
stream.
he's
Just
sharing
watch
it
the
as
stream.
well.
If you want
Yeah,
to
it's on the
stream,
It's
stream
only
it's
one
too.
line.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on the stream. Okay, let me full screen this. Sorry.
The highlighted space.
You sure Toe will love these, Circuit?
The gray unicorn asked.
Yeah, that's technically your line too. Cool.
Yeah,
Next.
Wouldn't he rather have a Gundam modeler to build?
You kidding me? Circuit replied. Toa's gonna have a blast with these.
You played yourself.
The unicorn.
I just imagined Circuit doing the wily eyebrows.
I probably would too. I know what I mean. I probably actually would. The unicorns went into the shed, and Gray went about his business on a delivery he needed to complete before the day's end. Gray gulped at the realization of what was about to happen. Before any of them could act, a big splosh sounded from the bar. Some buttercream icing slid underneath the doors. As the stallions rushed over, they burst open the doors to a cascade of cake sponge and icing strung all over the tables, chairs, and bar stools. A clump of icing slipped on off top of an arcade cabinet with a circle-shaped mascot eating pellets in the bottom front and different colored specters displayed on the side of the machine. Groaning ponies can be heard all around the establishment, covered in cake and icing on the hardwood floor. It looked like they were struck by an avalanche that caused them to be surprised, and upon the aftermath, that caught them. I gotta learn to read better. And upon the aftermath, finding themselves aching and confused of what just transpired. Suki was about to say something when a white blob fell on top of a big saucer plate. Lumi was covered from head to toe in frosting. The hippogriff laid on her back, unconscious, with tongue sticking out of her side of her beak. She left an outline on the ceiling that resembled a snow angel, with a surprise indent of her mouth open as she hit the ceiling.
All right. Real quick, Circuit. I can't believe you didn't go for a sploosh.
I really, really wish I had the freaking soundboard. I would have just splooshed on that.
Actually, that makes you wonder. Wait, damn it, where's that goddamn soundboard? Open soundboard. Did any of my... Do it. I'll look for that later.
Yeah.
You know what? I
There's
have
too many servers to look through.
Yeah.
Makes me wish I had to go XLR. Damn it. All right. Great. Just fucking great. How are we going to clean this up before Running Tab sees this met?
Suki stopped talking when he saw Gray spewed out on the floor.
I think scrawled was the intended thing.
Yeah. I'm still saying it. Spewed out on the floor, fast asleep. The Pegasus folded his foreleg underneath his head as a makeshift pillow with some icing that got stuck to his claw.
Ray, wake up.
Suki slapped the stallion a few times to awaken him from his slumber.
Who's gonna help me clean this shit before you know who arrives?
Before you know who arrives, a stern voice that should have been voiced.
Sorry.
Spoke
Let's
aloud.
give that a better thing.
Yeah.
Before you know who arrives.
Perfect. I love it. A stern voice spoke out loud. Suki nervously turned his head to the voice's origin to see a red mane, deep yellow coat, colored mane, cracking her hooves as if she had knuckles. After the wild night of anniversary party shenanigans, Circuit Mane, by the behest of Running Tab and the others, enacted a drink limit for the staff and patrons.
You know what? This is some good world building, DM. Bravo.
You're welcome.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for
I feel
joining
like
us on.
requesting access so that I can edit this a bit.
Yeah, I was about to say thank you. Thanks for joining us on Proofread Theater.
You know,
it's been so long I couldn't remember how the quotations needed to be.
No, it's all right. If you're not a writer, that stuff does go out the window.
It is a bit of a pain, and admittedly, this was like 9 pages long, so yeah. But yeah, no, not bad. Though I would figure that it would be less about putting a drink limit and more on doing pranks and shenanigans, considering they made a cake explode and not because they were in a drunken debauchery.
Well, they were kind of in a drunken debauchery to begin with.
Well, yeah,
That's
but
more because of mislabeling and just poor sequence of events.
yeah,
Yes.
But I could easily see no more practical jokes or pranks inside the bar after that.
I could always do
But
some
it wasn't a
stories
practical
that
joke.
predate before this.
No, it was.
that
Well,
happens.
actually, CMC, that was a practical joke.
It
Because
was
Sega was like,
intended as a practical joke for Toa, but Lumi wasn't involved in it. It was an actual accident on her part.
Yeah.
Right.
who made the labels?
But it was an intention. It was an intended practical joke that went
Who did
folly.
make the labels?
It would either be me or Coldust. Either that or whoever we bought the fireworks from.
Got it. The person who was laughing maniacally, Circuit.
It's
Yeah.
all Circuit's fault.
Yeah, I will not deny it. Anonymous Capybara, you can pass judgment on me.